I'm going to show you two AI tools, how I use them against each other on a real video, and what actually survived at the end. I honestly thought one of them would make the answer obvious. It didn't. One kept flattening the story, the other kept pushing the packaging too far. And the final version only got better when I stopped agreeing with both of them. The real video was a Rolling with the Curves episode about getting a camper set up in Terlingua. And it was a great test because the story was already there. They're waiting on the contractor. They head up to the land. They set the camper. They level it. They get propane going. They hook into a water system. They make the hardware run. Then they wrap up the day. So this wasn't really a title problem. It was a judgment problem. Because the real question was, what is this episode actually about? Is it off-grid camping? A West Texas camper setup? A practical base camp? A rocky land setup problem, or just a real story about getting something usable in place without overselling what it is? That's where I wanted the help, not just wording, with judgment. And just so I'm clear, I'm not a YouTube growth expert. I'm just a small creator trying to make sense out of a lot of conflicting advice while everybody's trying to sell you the thing that's supposed to fix everything. That's why I built my custom GPT, not to replace my judgment, to filter expert advice, check it against YouTube best practices, and keep what actually fits my channel and niche. And it's a living GPT. I keep updating it when I find something useful or when something sounds smart but doesn't hold up on a real video. And quick note before I go further, if you want to see the actual episode I'm using as a test case, I've linked Rolling with the Curves below, because that episode's the proof here. So I started with my custom GPT, and this is where I had the clear advantage. It was better at protecting the real shape of the episode, less likely to turn it into generic travel fluff, less likely to overhype it, less likely to lose the nuance that this was a practical setup story, not some fantasy homestead transformation. If the job was basically, don't lose what this video really is, my GPT did better there. But it also had a weakness. Sometimes it sounded too polished, too structured, too neat. Too much like a computer trying too hard to sound helpful. And even when the logic was decent, that kind of phrasing could still flatten a story. So now I had my first split. Better fit, weaker voice. Then I ran the same project through vidIQ AI. And this is where the contrast got useful. vidIQ was better at pushing tension faster. It pushed harder on the packaging, harder on the hook, harder on the question of why somebody should care if they're seeing this cold. And I like that pressure, because creators can absolutely get too close to their own footage. We know what happened, the viewer doesn't. But that pressure came with a cost, because vidIQ leaned closer to clickbait. Not always full bad clickbait, but definitely closer to that line, closer to overpromising, closer to selling the episode harder than the footage could honestly support it. And that's the part I didn't want. I want stronger tension. I don't want weaker honesty. And that's where the workflow actually changed. Because I didn't just compare the two answers, I copied vidIQ's full response, pasted it into my custom GP, and made my custom GP analyze it. That was the turning point. Not just give me another answer, analyze this answer. Tell me what vidIQ got right, what it got generic, what it pushed too far, and what I should keep, what I should cut, and what you missed the first time. That's where the process got way more useful. Because now the GPT wasn't just generating, it was judging. And once I did that, the most important part became obvious. The tools helped surface options, but they didn't make the final decision. I did. The title changed because I disagreed. The thumbnail direction changed because I disagreed. The tags and keywords changed because I disagreed. And that's not a flaw in the process. That is the process. I don't want AI making the final creative call for me. I want it helping me see options faster, expose weak angles earlier, and challenge my thinking where I'm too comfortable. And if this kind of breakdown is helpful, hit like. That just tells me you want more videos like this where I test the tools, show you what worked, show you what didn't, and tell you what I'd actually keep. And once I saw that clearly, it changed what I want for my GPT going forward. I don't just want it to protect the story. I want it to sound more human while it does it. Less polished computer energy, more natural spoken phrasing, more challenge, more weak spot detection, more pushback when a title is safe but dead, more warning when a thumbnail gets clearer but starts drifting too far. That's why I call it a living GPT, because it has to evolve with what I'm learning. And honestly, I think that's the part small creators actually need the most. Not the magic tool, a better filter, a better process, a better way to sort through conflicting advice without giving up your judgment to whoever sounds the most confident. Because there's a lot of confidence in this space, a lot of tools selling speed, a lot of people selling certainty. And I don't think small creators need more certainty. I think we need better judgment. So here's the actual verdict. My custom GPT was better at filtering advice and protecting the real story. vidIQ was better at pushing tension and packaging pressure. But my custom GPT could sound too robotic. vidIQ could drift too clickbaity. And the best result only happened when I stopped taking either one at face value. The final title, thumbnail direction, tags, and keywords got better when I stepped in, disagreed, and changed what didn't fit the actual video. That's the workflow I'd actually keep. Use one tool to protect the story, use the other tool to pressure test the package, then make the final decision yourself. And the next step is pretty obvious. Now I want to improve the GPT based on what this exposed, not just make it generate more, make it challenge weak thinking better. So that's the next video here. And if you want to watch the actual camper episode I was building around, that Rolling with the Curves video is linked below. And if you're into this kind of proof first breakdown, subscribe. That really does help this channel grow, and it helps keep me making videos like this. So one question for you. What would you trust first on your own channel? A custom GPT or a broader AI tool?